So from the 3rd to the 7th of April, I have had the pleasure to participate in the 2021 Geneva International Model UN Conference. And in this video, I'm gonna take you through what happened. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. The first day of the conference started off fairly chill. Our chairs Salwa and Ada prepared a fairly nice and detailed lecture about Model UN for some of us newbies. And then we moved on to an ice-breaking game, and we played the game 2 Truths and 1 Lie. And if you don't know the rules of the game, go look it up online. It's very simple, and I'm just gonna show you what happened when it came to my turn to tell my 2 truths and 1 lie. I play basketball, and the second one is that I love High School Musical, and then which is a movie if you don't know, by the way. And the last one is that I post videos on various social media platforms.
Okay, Michael, how tall are you?
I think I'm 184 centimeters.
Okay,
that would
so-
be 6 feet, right?
Okay, so he definitely plays basketball.
Time to tell you guys the truth. So
Yeah, go for it.
yeah, the first one is a lie. I don't play basketball. I swim and I play soccer.
Oh, that's quite shocking.
Yeah,
It is.
I know.
That is very interesting, Michael. Thank you for that.
Nice
And
to meet you
welcome.
all.
It's lovely to meet you too.
I got the reactions I wanted from everybody, but then we moved on to some more serious matters, and that was the commencement of the actual conference on day 2.
Thank you,
Our
Delegate.
topic:
Delegates of the
strategizing
United
educational
States,
reforms to
the floor is
facilitate
yours.
the integration of refugee and migrant children into their new societies. When it comes to learning under COVID-19, we have to first come to an understanding about what is learning process itself. It didn't take me too long to identify some of the stronger candidates on our committee, which included the likes of MUN, our club's own vice president, and she really showed her class and proved to us why she's the vice president and we're not. And there was also Kashaf representing the UK, and there was also Shiza representing China. And some of the speeches, especially the openings and the closings of their speeches, are absolutely phenomenal. So I'm just gonna let you listen to some of their fantastic speeches and just enjoy it.
Russian Federation also think that life skills is also very important, like life education. Like how do they prevent themselves under COVID-19? No one has taught them. How do they access the internet? How to use the internet under COVID-19? No one has taught them. Refugee children, they are not from developed countries. They do not have sufficient resources to do so.
Dignity, empathy are important in times of the coronavirus. Ladies and gentlemen, currently the impact of the COVID virus.
Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Because, honorable ambassadors, there is more that unites us than what divides us. Thank you. We then had an unmoderated caucus, which is basically the fancy word for informal debate. We had a bit of fun in there, a bit of banter going on. But then, if I was being honest with you, it was really MUN, Kashaf, Shiza, and also Anna representing Saudi Arabia leading the discussions for most of the time in there. I didn't make as much contribution as I would have liked to in the Unmod, but then in an attempt to come back, I went gung-ho for football in my following speech, which ended up being quite funny. This clear view of the future by inviting inspiration for these children, such as the case of famous soccer player Lionel Messi helping out, giving donation and also visiting an Afghanistan refugee. And this is the sort of inspiration that is going to let refugee children know that in the future they also can become great people like Messi. Thank you.
Like of United States of America, that marks the end of this motion. Since that
That, however, marked the end of day 2 of the conference. And at this point, it was past 11:30 p.m. or something. But there was still one thing I just had to do before I head off to bed that night. And I'll hand it back to my past self earlier that day, and you'll understand the rest. So, I just got this package after I got home, so let's open it up to see what's inside. Let's see what's inside. Oh, yes. Ooh. Put this away. Hello there. Now this is what I'm talking about. I set up the Switch beside the TV in the living room, plugged in a few cables, called Pikachu out from the room because what was about to happen was nothing less than a historic moment, because your boy, since playing Pokemon Yellow years ago, downloaded his first game, and it was none other than Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. And watching Pikachu jumping out of the television was, oh, it was just such a lovely moment. It's just a touching moment to see Pikachu in the flesh in your bedroom. And there we go. We jumped again right back into the television. And when I opened my eyes again, it was Pikachu, of course. And who else but Mr. Professor Oak introducing us to the world of Pokemon. There we go. That's me. That's handsome old me. And of course, that's my rival. I named him Wannabe Gary because he did look like Gary from the Pokemon series. And then there we go, the legend, the man, the myth, the legend, the rat, the myth, the legend himself, Pikachu. We met him, and I took quite a while actually looking through the instructions of how to catch the bloody rat, because I really had no idea whatsoever how to do that in this game with the Joy-Cons and whatever. So I'm gonna let you hear actually my reaction when I finally caught the bloody thing. Oh, wow. We then went back to the Pokemon lab, and before I even touched the Pokeball, out came Pikachu, because he knew that I was the one and only trainer to come pick him up. And he sniffed my hands like a dog sniffing humans' hands, and he absolutely loved it. It was love at first sight. It was a match made in heaven, people. And I mean, we've lived together for the best part of the past decade, so if he doesn't love me, I don't know who else he would love, right? And I called him Pikachu after the Pikachu that I own myself right in front of the television there, showed him to my mom, but then I decided that was enough gaming for one day, and it was time to go back to MUN. But Pikachu, he gave me the power, he gave me the courage, and I delivered what was, in my opinion, afterwards, one of the best speeches in this conference, at least for me, that is. And I was cool, calm, collected, and I delivered, and the rest was history. Esteemed delegates, as we move on to the second day of our discussion in this conference, it is high time that we come up with solid, detailed solutions, which we have progressed over the past day since we have started drafting our resolutions. Everything stems from human connection, human interaction, whether it's innovation, creativeness, civilization, but COVID-19 has snatched all of that from us. But there is a reason why the internet has came along. The internet has came along just in time for a crisis like this, the crisis we are facing right now. Whether it's reforming education to empower refugees, teaching them life skills, languages, or providing them with therapy, whether that's music, art, or having UNICEF ambassadors to communicate with them. All of this stems from the internet, and that's why I think the delegate believes that this is the focus we should, this is the thing we should focus on when coming up with our resolutions. Thank you. But of course, things are never perfect, and my internet tried to stitch me up big time by disconnecting me from the Zoom meeting multiple times, but I didn't let that bother me, or at least I tried to let that not bother me, and continued on to work on the draft resolution with my fellow delegates.
For like the children themselves, like they get to meet their idols, and then for the fans, like the non-refugees, then this also raises their awareness and promotes like fundings.
That's a really
That's
good
good.
idea. USA,
Idea.
that's a really good idea.
Good point.
Let's add it.
Yeah.
What does everyone else think?
I think it's very good. Like there is an interest hub in UNICEF.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish BTS could come to Pakistan also. That would be fun.
After the session for that day has ended, our awesome chairs Selwa and Adab really came through. They provided each and every one of us individual feedback as to how we performed for the past 2 days, and that was really helpful. And I'm just gonna play the clip and let you hear some of the feedback Selwa here offered me.
To wrap it up, Michael, I think that you have a really great potential in regards of the substance, in regards of your substance, and also your style is already great. And since that you mentioned that you're more into you kind of follow what the delegate of Russia and China style. That's actually another tactic that I want you to keep it, because it's actually it's a tactic, but it's actually helped you to be more a stronger delegate. That's the first one. Second of all, never be afraid in regards of the substance. Regardless, if you feel like that they have discussed about a lot of things, but not what other delegates think. And how can you actually able to know that? By asking them. You can actually ask them personally whether do you think that we already cover all the issues in your country, or have we already covered every interest in your countries that happened? And you actually able to compile them. And when you go back, and after you compile them, you go back to the unmarked caucus and you stated, however, delegate, we believe that we haven't discussed about A, B, C, D, F, G. And after that, perhaps I think that you're already in the correct place. If you want to further detail, you can actually approach me after the social, and we can have a further discussion about your performance or about anything else about MUN. I'm so sorry, everyone, because for the social time.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much for the comments. Really helped.
Sure, Michael, anytime. So for the rest of you, please approach me. I'm really open.
So hopefully you lot learned something from the comments Selwa gave me, and perhaps apply it to your own MUN game. And Ada also gave me comments. She only did it via WhatsApp though, so I didn't have that filmed. I also didn't film the last day of the conference because we only had one DR, one block, and so we passed it. Everyone was happy with it, and so nothing particularly exciting happened, so I didn't film it. The closing ceremony though, I was lucky enough to be announced to have won the Letter of Recommendation Award alongside MUN and also Anna. As many of you probably would have guessed it, Shiza and Kashaf went on to win. Shiza won the Honorable Mention Award, and then Kashaf won Best Delegate. So congratulations to them, and also thank you so much. Really big shout out to our two adjudicators, to our two judges, to our two chairpersons, right? For the really detailed feedback they gave us. I think this was the most important thing I took away from from this conference. Some of the things I learned from this conference, I'm sure they'll go a long way in helping me progress further in my MUN journey. And not only did the two chairs give me comments, actually, Shiza actually gave me some very, very useful tips regarding how the structure of 1 minute speeches, which tends to be the length of a speech in Model UN. And I couldn't thank her more for that, for sharing some of these top secrets hacks with me. So I really learned a lot from this conference, and I enjoyed it. I'm sure it would have been even greater, even more fun of an experience if we were to really travel to Geneva to attend the live conference. But it was still a I still had a really great time meeting people from all over the world via Zoom. But that's it for this one. If you enjoyed this video, smash the like button to let me know. Click that little subscribe button down there for more videos like this one. And until my next video, I will see you guys later.